What's up YouTube? Welcome to today's video, and we are going over my favorite zero investment strategy, and this is pretty much the mapping strategy I've been using for the past couple days. And it is pretty fun to do, but it is not going to be the most profitable strategy in the world. And the main reason we do the strategy is because Alch has currently turned into the meta farming strategy, in my opinion, purely because of Sanctum. Right now, GGG is not really giving in and will still have to deal with having 32 rooms total in order to finish a Sanctum. So doing any sort of juice mapping strategy where you're doing a map in like 5 to 10 minutes roughly, that means you're never going to do the Sanctum in a vast quantity. And what that means is that your Sanctified Relic is going to be a pile of shit. Quite literally, you're going to have Sanctified Relics like this one, 24% increased chaos damage, or 20% increase to marks, or this one, increased stun threshold, exerted attacks deal 38% increased damage. The perfect, this is probably a perfect Sanctified Relic for Quinn, honestly, but we ain't Quinn. We don't want to be him. So this strategy allows us to take advantage of the new Atlas passive tree, the new changes to altars, in order to generate as many Sanctums as possible so that we can get as many Sanctified Relics as possible and be able to put on our the keystone thing that just got recently added in the new patch, and also get some huge benefits like +1 power charge, +1 frenzy charge maybe, and some deck stacking mod. But usually I normally love running juice mapping strategies. I really like finding a lot of loot. I really like the exponential scaling you can potentially get from running juice maps. But right now, Alch strategies are the way to go. And even though you could probably make more money in juice mapping strategies, the sad fact is that Sanctum right now really pigeonholes you into doing Alch strategies until you have an OP Sanctified Relic. And that's just the sad state of the league mechanic when you can't actually actively trade for Sanctums, or you can't actually trade for Sanctified Relics. And recently, GGG also added some of these unique relics into the game, and it should be pretty fun. So this mapping strategy allows you to make a bit of currency while also doing the league mechanic as much as possible. So the reason the strategy works is the buff to Exile altars and the Atlas passive tree allows the average profit of Alch to be a little bit better than normal. So you can see here, Firegrass is pretty much saying that there's a difference between blue and red altars. For people who don't know, blue altars have the divine orb chance, and red altars have like a lot more chance for the normal currency that's worth more, like Awakened Sextants, Chisels, Chaos Orb, Greater Eldritch Embers. So right here you can see each one of these Eldritch minions can have a chance to drop an Awakened Sextant, a Chaos, a Greater Eldritch Ember, and an Awakened Sextant is like 2.3 Chaos. Chaos is a Chaos. A Greater Eldritch I think is also like a Chaos. So every time you kill a pack, you can get like 4 to 5 Chaos, or maybe 8 Chaos on average. And even though the Divine to Chaos ratio is getting worse and worse by the day, and let me go see how bad it is. I think it's actually horrible. I actually don't have a Awakened PoE trade, so it's probably like 220 or 230 by now. But basically, the Exile altars are huge, and then we also get the Atlas passive tree nodes that got buffed so that we can guarantee ourselves to get a Delirium Mirror a lot more often. So what is the strategy exactly? We have gotten to this point of the video, and the strategy is that we're running maps that are connected so that we can sustain the map so we no longer have to buy the maps all the time. And we are doing Crimson Temple and Strand. Now the reason behind Crimson Temple and Strand is because they are connected. They're right here, Crimson Temple and Strand. So we pretty much favorite, like I am doing a split of 9 Crimson Temples I think, and 3 Strands, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 9 Crimson Temples and 3 Strands. And you're pretty much able to sustain this infinitely if you go look at my map tab at this point. So eventually you'll probably get enough maps that you can actually start selling some of these. So we have Crimson Temple, and I've ran a bunch of Strands. So basically you roll one batch of Strands and then you roll one batch of Crimson Temples, and you do it over and over again. And that's the best way. Now the reason we want to run these maps, and I can do a quick little map real fast to showcase what it looks like. So you should have a run tab over here. So let's go over here. Let me turn down the sound a little bit. I think it's extremely loud. So if we go over here, I can show you exactly what the strategy looks like. So like I think it's like 50-60% of the time you will have a Delirium Mirror at the start. So once you get the Delirium Mirror at the start, you pretty much want to kind of full clear it. And if you don't get the Delirium Mirror at the start, you want to not full clear. So you go through the map right here. You can see here 2.2% chance to get a GCP. So you choose that. So anytime you see like, oh, the Eldritch Minions can drop an item that's going to be worth around more than like 1 Chaos or so, you always want to take it. So GCPs, Awakened Sextants, Chaos Orb, Orb of Unmakings are generally pretty good. And you can also get like boss one. So this one you see here, map boss gauge final drops 3 Awakened Sextants. So we choose that to get and pick up the stuff that's worth around 1 Chaos. You can also pick up like lower stuff, but it really just depends on how rich you are and how much time you want to spend in the map. So right here, you're pretty much clearing it super fast. You go look at it again. So this is drop chisel. So chisels aren't really worth that much. And this is map boss. So map boss gains reward is pretty good because you spend very little time. So now here we are at the Sanctum, and then we go into the Sanctum. We already stored all of our Sanctums. So usually you would store it, and then you would run it once you get all 9 of them stored up. But you can see here, keep going on and on. And the reason we do Strand and Crimson Temple is because the layouts are very, very good. And now we run into Essence. Now, Essence are generally going to be on the map guarantee. So it really depends on... You're trying to get the one that has it upgraded and has a lot of essences in there. So this one's pretty bad because it's just a Screaming Essence. But essences are getting a little bit cheaper now. So it's not exactly the best. So we keep going over here. And towards the end of this, it's going to get a lot harder. Especially on Strand. Strand is definitely going to be a lot harder than Crimson Temple to do. So we're at the end. And the reason we kill the boss right here is because when we kill the boss, these rewards right here at the bottom, Delimir, or you can't really see it with my camera, but these go all the way up to 7,531. So now we end the Delimir. We pick up all the stuff that we get. And it's a pretty fast map. It's like the map is probably going to be around 1 minute or so. And we didn't click the end button. Make sure you click the end button and you get your loot. And afterwards, we get 53 Simulacrum Splitters and we get a bunch of Deli Orbs. I think Deli Orbs like 6 to 8 Chaos, roughly. And then we pick all that up and that's just the map, right? So you get like 3 Chaos, 4 Awakened Sextants, some Splinters here. And I think we also got 3 GCPs. So overall, the map is really fast. You get a lot of stuff out of it. It's pretty fun to do. It's not going to be like you're going to get a bunch of shit every single time, but... If you don't find a Delimir, you pretty much just run to the map boss, run to the Sanctum, and store it up. Like, just know that this strategy, in the end, you're trying to generate Sanctums as much as possible. There's also another more degenerate method out there where you're just putting graveyard maps over and over again, your Horizon Orbit. But this actually allows you to play the game a little bit instead of just focusing on putting in maps running to the Sanctum over and over again, which is kind of tedious in my opinion. So one tip if you want to do the strategy a lot more efficiently, it is to roll all your maps at once. So you could technically buy all the maps at the start and do it like this, or you can just slowly build up your map pool. So what you want to do is take all these Crimson Temples out and pretty much roll like 64 maps so you can do 2 Sanctums in one batch. And as I said, only full clear the map if you run into a Delimir at the start or if you have a high value altar. So high value altar is one that's like Eldritch Minions, drops Awakened Sexes, Orb of Unmakings, Chaos Orbs, or Greater Eldritch Ember. So pretty much anything that's over 1 Chaos in value. Now for the Atlas passive tree, and the Atlas passive tree focuses on getting free Delirium Mirror chance. So in the strategy, we're not using any Sextants or Scarabs. We're using Stream of Consciousness, which grants us increased chance of spawning Delimir and Essences. We're using Singular Focus in order to get our favorite map zoning. We're using Shaping of the Atlas nodes. And I did learn this from Grimro that the shaping for Atlas nodes actually helps you out in getting more T16 maps. And that actually did do the trick for me. I was getting more T16 maps after I put it in. We're taping Searing Exarch nodes over here in order to get more pack size. And we're getting Wrath of the Cosmos for more upside. And then this thing allows us to get more invitation spawn chance. And then we're trying to block all of the league mechanics to maximize Delimir spawn chance. So right here, you can see right here, we have 10% chance to award double progress. This one is 50% chance to encounter an altar, so more altars. And over here, this is just more chance to get a reward type, so we can get more Delirium rewards. And right here, this gives you more Simulacrum Splinters. And then here, Delirium reward type. So this is really important. If you kill the map boss, this increases your Delirium rewards by 1. This increases your Delirium spawn chance. This is about essences, so these actually gives you a lot of essences. This duplicates the Shrieking Essence. This one makes it so the essences are 1 tier higher. stream of consciousness, singular focus. This thing makes it so you have a higher chance of getting 3 additional essences, and this is mirror of delirium spawn chance. This is also mirror of delirium spawn chance. And then these are all the blocking nodes, shaping nodes right here. So it's pretty cookie cutter, and we did go over this way purely because it gives you map duplication over the top. This gives you more increased effect of modifiers on your non-unique maps, which does increase the quantity and rarity and pack size of your maps. But you could also technically connect through here and take all of the quantity nodes. So it really depends on what you want to do. But that's just my Atlas tree. There are a little bit different ways, but getting map drops is really, really strong purely because maps are very, very valuable in terms of currency. Now, overall, this strategy makes it so you're always mapping and you never have to worry about buying mapping supplies outside of chisels and alks. So pretty much you only need to buy chisels and alks. You don't really need to worry about buying scarabs, buying sextants, or buying compasses and stuff like that. And in the end, all of your currency is going to be in delirium orbs. They're going to be in maps. They're going to be in invitations, and they're going to be in essences. And all of this stuff you can sell on bulk with TFT, or you can manually price it through bigger gains. So if you look at my essence tab, I have actually an insane amount of essences. So you can see here, you can sell all of these in bulk. Delirium mirrors, delirium orbs. We have a crazy amount of delirium orbs. So we have 51, 1350. I think this tab's probably worth like 30 divines, and we have 42 simulacrums to sell. In currency, you get a lot of awakened sextants, so you can sell all of those. And we get a lot of chaos orbs. So all this stuff is not too bad to sell if you use the bulk selling stuff. And then for invitations, you can see we actually already have like almost 12 of these incandescent invitations. I've only been doing this for I think like a day or two. So you do get a lot of stuff to sell, and most importantly, you get to run a lot of Sanctums. So if you actually look at my relic locker, I have a bunch of horrible sanctified relics, and I've actually been 5-1ing them as much as possible. And with the strategy, I probably farmed over like 100 plus sanctified relics, but I never really got anything too crazy good. Now, your average profit for this strat will vary wildly depending on your build's clear speed and movement speed. I do think that Venom Gyre is really, really good. A bow build with Mage Blood and Onslaught Flask buff effect would also be really good. But mainly, it also depends on your build and how good it is at doing Sanctum and how good you personally are at doing Sanctum. So Sanctum is pretty useless until the 3rd and 4th floor. And almost all of the rewards are concentrated in the last 2 floors. But on average, I think most people do estimate the average Sanctum being around 2 to 2.5 divines of profit if you full clear. Now, this doesn't include the unique relics that recently got added into the game, so you do have to take into account that it might be a little bit higher now. Now, there are better profit per hour strategies out there. I do know there's a quantity scaling with Harbinger farming. There's also the Harvest Sextant with Enchant that allows you to farm Winged Scarabs and Strong Boxes. But this strategy, I feel like I'm obligated to do until I find a good Sanctified Relic, because no other strategy really allows you to interact with Sanctum as much as possible while also be able to play the game without just putting in maps over and over again. But thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know down in the comments below if you like this Alch and Go strategy and if you've done it before. I do know there's been a few people in my Twitch chat that actually said that they farmed the Mage Blood up with this strategy. So it definitely works. And the main problem is that some of the stuff might become more devalued. I do know that essences and deli orbs will definitely go down in price the more that people spam an Alch and Go strategy. But thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you find more mirrors, divines, exalted orbs, and OP sanctified relics to me. And see you next time. Bye.